So I've opened it in the 2016 release, right? Okay, so higher release can open the lower release of CATIA, but once you open your part in the higher release of CATIA, okay, you cannot open it in the lower release anymore. Right, so I've made a copy of this. Okay, so this is one of the part that I will show you how to make the drafting. Okay, so you need to have your part first. Okay, you need to open your part first. And then remember last week, we go to start, mechanical design, and then we go to drafting. Right? Okay, so this is where again comes out the new drawing creation command box. Okay, you can see the format is AO size. So it is very important for you to identify before you start to do your drafting, okay, what size you want to print your drawings after you completed your drafting, right? So for your mini project, for your design one next semester, and maybe for your FYP project, okay, at the final years, it is just sufficient enough for you to produce your part designs and your part drawings, part by part drawings in an A4 paper, okay, like I've given you previously, right? But maybe if you want to show your exploded view, your bill of material especially, so that is where you may print your drawings in an A3 size paper, right? So we have an AO, A1, A3, and also A4. Okay, so this is an A4 AO's paper. So the first thing that you need to do is to change the drawing paper size. Okay, so you click on the click on the modify here, right? Click on modify. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and then you go to A4 ISO. Okay, standard. So this portrait and this landscape. So normally we make your drawing in landscape layout. And then you just click OK. All right. So please make sure if you want to print in A4, you need to choose an A4 paper from the start or the beginning of your drafting session. All right, because I will show you how to print your drawing to make sure that the scale is correct. All right, so you click OK, and then we go into your drafting. Okay, click OK here. Okay, and then goes into your drafting. Okay, before that, you can see in the drafting here on top of this. Okay, I'll open another one. Sorry. Okay, you have the auto projection views. Okay, start it again. Mechanical drafting. Okay, this one. Okay, you have your all views. Okay, you have your front, this front, bottom, right. Okay, and then you have front, top, and left. Okay, and you have the blank. So just select an empty sheet. Select your paper size. Then you click OK. Right, last week I've told you to do maybe some research or readings on third angle and also first angle projection. Right, anyone wants to give some ideas of what are these two projections? Why we have only first angle and third angle? We don't have second and also fourth angle. Anyone? Anyone from the group that have done the readings, some readings on this? Okay, remember? Yes, anyone would like to give some inputs?
It's like how we view the projection is from the right and left.
Okay, Wada, it is how we view the projections, right? Correct. But how does it affect our drafting?
The position.
The positions, okay, right?
What we view.
The positions of what we view, okay, right. So normally the projection views, okay, it depends on the contents of the regions, okay, of the users. Okay, some part of the countries uses first angle, some part uses third angle, right? But for CATIA, the default is first angle view. Okay, but normally what we use, okay, is third angle projection, because why? Third angle projection is much more clearer or much more easier to understand. Okay, right. So this is where, okay, thank you, Wada. Right, so this is where, if you look at your drawing, okay, right click on the 3D specification, okay, sheet 1, you go to your properties, you can see that the projection view is first angle projection, and we have a third angle projection, right? So this is where, if you click on first angle projection, okay, when you do your drafting, you may sort, okay, you may sort the views to be front, top, and right view, okay, but if you somehow miss that step, so you will be having your symbol as first angle projection, but your views is third angle projection, right? So this is where it will confuse those people or the shop floor personnel to read your drawings, right? So because please remember, when you go out there, right, you do the design, okay, normally maybe you will do the drawings or your draftman will do the drawings, and those drawings will be sent to the shop floor, okay, for those machinists, okay, technicians to do the machinings, okay, to produce the parts and whatnot. And so this is where I always tell my students that your drawings, your blueprint is basically your method of communication, okay, between you and the machinist or you and the technicians. All right. So just imagine everyone is apa kita panggil bisu, right? So you cannot talk. So this is the only way for you to communicate, right? So if your drawing is not clear, if your drawing is not correct, so your machinists, your technicians will somehow produce an incorrect part or component. Okay, right? Okay, so what I need you to do last week, remember you need to make your frames, right? Your title block. Okay. For example, locating finger. Okay, this one. Okay, so this is where you need to produce your frames and also title block. This one, okay, the frames and title block here, okay, on the bottom right here. Right, so this is like the title block is like your registry or your surat berana of your drawings. Okay, so just imagine if you Wanda, how many parts do you have in your mini project?
16, I think.
16, right? So you need to produce 16 drawings part by part, right? 16 drawings, okay? So this 16th drawing, just imagine every time you want to do your drafting, okay, your drawing for part A, part B, part C, okay, till part 16, so you need to do again and again your frame and also your title block, right? And then you need to fill up all these things again, right? So that will be very time consuming, and it is hard for you to make a very consistent title block. All right, so what you do, all right, so this is where I've made one of my template, okay, this one. So this is where I've made one template of mine, okay, this used by me for your drawing exercises, whatnot, right? I've made one here, right, and I save it as a template drawing. All right, so every time I want to produce a part, okay, I will just open this template, and then I will save as another, let's say, locating finger. Okay, so when I open my folder, okay, I have a template of mine, this one, the template drawing number 1, and I have my drafting for my locating finger, but it is still empty. All right, so this is where I will use again, okay, I will open again the template, okay, I'll open again the template, and then I will somehow save it as another file for another part. Let's say my fixture panel. Okay, so do you understand why we need a template? Okay, so we don't have to produce again and again the frames and also the title block for every parts and also components, right? So this is where when you have one template, okay, so 5 in a group, so let's say one of you makes one of your groups template, right? So this is where you will share the same template, okay, throughout your group members, okay, and everyone is using the same template, but in your template here, in your title block here, okay, this is where it will somehow differs your part name, your scale, okay, your other infos that is required in your title block, right? So I hope you understand why we need a template for your drafting. Okay. All right. Any questions on this, on the template? Okay. Right. So if you don't have any questions, okay, I will continue for your drafting. Right. So how we will be producing one template. Okay, example for one template. Okay, so again, when you open your drafting, you go to your properties. Okay, and then make sure you change your angle projections. Okay, so normally we use third angle, but if you want to use first angle projection, so you just leave it there. Okay, so normally we'll change the first angle projection here. All right, so this is an A4 paper. If you want to change it to A1, A3, or whatnot, you can just change it here, but we are using A4 paper here. Okay, leave the scale as 1:1. Okay, leave the others as it is, and then we click apply, and then we click OK. All right, so you can now save this. Okay, I will save this as my template. Okay, 18 June 2020. Right, so I have, you can see on top of your top left here, okay, template 18 June 2020. So this is my template for my drawing. Okay, now we have changed your background to A4. Okay, we want to change, we want to put in the frames and also the title block. Okay, so this is where we go to edit. Okay, you go to edit and then you go to sheet background. All right, so do you notice anything on your screen? Okay, your screen turns into gray color, is it? Okay, my screen turns into gray or it's a light purple color, right? So you go to edit, so working views, you turn back into white. Okay, you can see the grid lines, and then you go to edit, you go to sheet background, it turns into gray, right? So this is where we have two layers here. If you use, if you ever experience using Photoshop, okay, you will notice that there will be several layers when you do your arts work in Photoshop, right? So working views is basically where you do your dimensionings, you put in your drawings and everything, okay? But when you go to sheet background, this is where you go to the back, okay, of the sheet. This is where we put in your frames and also your title block. And this is where it will be locked, okay, because once you go into your working views, okay, what you have put in the sheet background cannot be edited, okay, cannot be removed, added, or whatnot, unless you go back and edit it in the sheet background. Okay, so I hope you're following. So in the sheet background, okay, you go to insert, okay, you go to drawing, you go to frame and title block. Okay, if you are in the working views, okay, you will not have the insert, drawing, you won't have the sheet background, see? You won't have the frame and also title block. It only appears if you are in the sheet background interface, right? So you go to insert, you go to drawings, okay, you go to frame and title block, you click this, Then there will be some, there will be a command box, okay, for you to key in or to put in your frame method logs, right? So we have create, we have delete. Delete is where we are deleting the drafting, so we don't want this. Resize, we are resizing the, the drawing basically, right? So for example, you are from A4, you want to go to A3, right? So it will resize for you. The update is where you will be updating your drawings, okay, check by, and also your revisions, okay. So just take the create one, okay, and then you can see this samples of title block, okay, that is available. So title block sample 1, title block sample 2, and also we have another title block here, right? So you can see in the preview here, okay, try to get the sample of title block with the symbol. Okay, so title block sample 2 you don't have the symbol of the first angle or third angle projection, but for sample title block 1 or this Inuvia 1, okay, we have the symbol here. Okay, we have the symbol there. Okay, so just click this and then you click apply, and then this is where you will have your title block here. Okay, so it is an A4 paper. Okay, date today is 18th of June. Okay, it is according to my laptop here. Okay, designed by user is because I haven't changed my laptop name yet. If you have put your laptop name as your name, so let's say Helmi, so Helmi will come up here. Okay, the most important thing, we want this. We want the symbol here, or you need to draw it again. Okay, right? So what's the problem here? Okay, comparing this and this drawing, anyone notice anything? The first one is the content, right? The second one, the most obvious one, between this drawing and this template, anyone notice anything? We have the numbers and A, B, C, D on the outer part of the drawings, okay. But what's the most obvious thing about the title block? Anyone?
The blog is a little bit different, right, sir? The
Yes, it
information
is
in
different.
there is there's no information in there.
Yes, there's less information. But if you notice, the title block is quite big, right? It takes about what, 1/3 or 1/4 of your drawing, right? So this is an A4 paper. If you print this, this will be your title block. It is about what, 1/3 or 1/3, 1/4 or 1/5 of your drawing. So we don't want your title block to be that big. Okay, because why? Because the main thing, we want to put in your projection views here. So you can see my title block here is just below here, okay, about 1 inch, okay, from the bottom of the drawings, okay, because your title block is just the information or your registry of your drawing, okay. So when people read this, they know what's the info in it, but the main thing, they want to see what is the drawing and what are the projection, also the dimensions here, okay. So this is an A4 paper. If you go into a new one, let's say if I take an A3 paper, A3 paper, okay, and then I put in the same title block, sample 1, click apply, click OK, right? So you can see this title block, okay, the size is the same as, where's my template? This one, right? The same as this, right? It's the same. Okay, so if you are using an A3, it's okay, okay, because you have ample of space here, okay, to put in your drawings. But if it is an A4, okay, the size is still the same, okay, but it will take much of your space in an A4 paper, right? So this is where some of the things are not required basically in the title block. So this is where you can change it, okay, just to make it look like this one, okay, like this one, okay, right. So I hope you are flowing, okay, understand, okay, and then you can see my symbol here. This is a third angle projection. but I haven't changed my angle projection in my A3 paper. So this is where you can see this a first angle projection view, right? So when people sees this drawing, they know, oh, this is a first angle projection. But if you are using, if the symbol is first angle, but you arrange your drawings, okay, based on your third angle projection, so those people reading, okay, interpreting your drawing will get confused. Okay, this is first angle, but your drawing is somehow like third angle. So which one is the front, which one is the back, right? So this is a problem. Okay, right. So what we need to do, okay, this is where we will somehow in your sheet background, okay, you can somehow delete the lines, okay, or you can draw the lines like what we did in your part design. Sorry, in your sketch workbench, right? So we can somehow draw and also insert text and whatnot. Okay, for example, see, right, and then you can just move your text. Okay, you can change the size. Okay, maybe just a small one. Okay, right, and then you can just simply put it here. Okay, if you are opening right now, you're drafting, okay, some of you might experience your movements of your text and whatnot. Okay, sometimes it snaps to the grid, right? It snaps to the grid, so it's not here, it's not snapped to point here, right? So what you need to do is basically you go to, in your sheet background, you go to options. Here is where we go to okay, you go to options, and then you go to mechanical design, you go to drafting, okay, and then you go to annotations and dress up. Okay, so please make sure you disable this, the move, okay, snapping. I have disabled it. If I put this on, if I click this on, okay, you will see that when I move my text, right, it snaps to the point, see? It snaps to the grid, right? So I cannot somehow arrange this to be in the middle here, see? Right? So you will somehow notice this. Okay, some of you may experience this, right? So you cannot somehow arrange it accordingly or properly where you want to put it, right? Because it snaps to the grid. Okay, this grid here, right? So see, in my working views, I cannot edit anymore. See, I cannot edit anything. I cannot change. I cannot delete the lines and whatnot. So this is where we go to your sheet background, okay, and then you can now move your text or figures and whatnot. Right? So again, this is where, okay, you need to go to your options, tools, options, drafting, annotation, dress up, and then you must disable snap by default here. Enable this, click OK, and this is where you see I can just move it smoothly, right? Okay, so what you need to do, the first thing when you want to make your template, okay, this is a third angle projection. So the main thing that we want is this. Okay, unless you want to draw it back again, right? So you just simply left click this, select this, okay, and then you can take this out. Okay, right. See, it snaps here. Okay, so this is where we click this snap to point, okay, so that it doesn't snap anymore, right? So this is the first one for your default. Okay, what is default means that the default ones here. Okay, sorry, the lines, is it? Okay. Okay, Control Z. So I switch off this, switch off the snap to point in the options, right? So we need to bring this out first because we want to use it again. Okay, right. So this is where you can just simply delete this. Okay, for example, this one. Okay, This is for your, basically, the right one here that I'm deleting here is basically your revision, okay, revision numbers, right? So I don't need this, okay. So this is where you can draw back, okay, your title block, something like this, right? Or maybe, okay, let's, I think we'll just leave the symbol here, okay, but we'll delete the rest of the lines, eh? Okay, for example, okay, or you can make a new one. Okay, I'm just using this, okay, just to show you that you can use the existing lines, okay, the existing text and whatnot. Okay, right? So just draw back the lines. Okay, you can see I'm using my mouse to the max. I'm not using this, okay, zoom in, zoom out, okay, rotate and whatnot anymore, right? Okay, so okay, and just draw this back again. Okay, so what are the informations required in your title block? Okay, so if you look at the drawings here, okay, look at my drawing here. So this is compulsory to have, okay, your part name. Okay, means that what is your name of your part that you are drawing here. Okay, your scale is most important. Okay, the unit, okay, either it is in mm or inches. Okay, the size of your paper, is it in A4? Okay, your symbol here. If you don't have your symbol, I will show you when you do your projection views. Okay, it will show you your front, top, and also right view. Okay, but if you have your symbol, you don't need to put that front, top, and right view labeling anymore, because if you put that, okay, somehow you will cramp your drawing with unnecessary information. Okay, but if you just put this symbol, so people will directly know that this is your front view of your part, this is your right view of your part, and this is your top view of your part, and this is definitely will be your isometric view, right? So that's why we just use the symbol. Okay, so your part name, scale, unit, size, right? Your drawing number, okay, or maybe your part number, right? And then this is where you put in your third angle projection. Okay, others are optionals. Okay, and then you can put in a logo here, maybe a logo of your company. Okay, some my previous students that did their mini project, they treat their group as a company, so they produce their own logo for the company and then they put it inside their drafting, okay, beside the UiTM's logo. Okay, so this is a drawing number, right? I would like to have part name, so we can just include text here. Okay, so part name, right? So you can see it's quite big here, so just change, what size is this, 1.5, so just change it to 1.5. Right, and then just put it somewhere here. Okay, So I don't want to see your mini project to have this the salt system as name. This is a default one, so please don't use this. Okay, so you can delete this. Okay, your drawing number, right? Your weight, or maybe if you don't want to put the weight, okay, maybe you can put material. Okay, if you want to put material, what material is it? It is, right? And then you have your sheet number. Okay, this is your, if you have one modular component with 5 parts, so maybe you'll be having 5 drawings for one modular component, so it'll be 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and so 5/5. So we know that these 5 drawings produces one particular component, right? Okay, and then what else do you want to put? Okay, for example here, all right, so this is where there's a big space here. I want to put maybe the UiTM's logo here, for example, right? So I will be making okay, going like this. Where's my, okay, I'll be deleting this and this one here. Okay, sheet number. Okay, for example, I'll be taking another area here. Okay, for example, okay, let's put the sheet or the sheet number here. Okay, right. So your drawing number, okay, your, or maybe this your drawing number or sheet number, or maybe I want to put this as my part number. Okay, for example, so part number is very unique. It is your registry of your part number. Okay, so this is optional, right? So we'll just copy this. Okay, so maybe it's related. So let's say I'll put this as locating finger. Okay, and then maybe you have your part number. Okay, so let's say I'll put this as locating finger 001 and maybe M78, for example. Right, so part number is very unique. Okay, every part normally they have the part numbers. So why we have part numbers? Because this where in the inventory, okay, this where we will somehow identify your parts based on your part number. Okay, we have another one here. This is where we put in your revision number. Okay, anyone knows what is revision number? REV. Any idea what is revision number? So this 1.5. Okay, so it's my revision number, and normally my revision number, it will start with, any idea what number do we start with the revision? Anyone taking engineering drawing from technical schools? So normally revision number starts with 0. Okay, so when we start with a 0, okay, the revision number, what size is 5. Okay, so revision number is where when people sees this, okay, when your drawing is revision number 0, so it means that this is the first drawing, this is the original drawing. No revision or no changes have been made towards the drawing, towards the part of components, right? For example, let's say I have this locating finger here, right? So let's say I'm changing, okay, these 2 holes, these 4 holes only having 2 holes here, right? So the first drawing, this is where I have the first drawing here. Sorry, where is it? Okay, I have, this is the first drawing here. Okay, so this is revision number 0. But then after that, when we do the manufacturing and whatnot, okay, people say, oh, we don't need 4 holes for the screws, just sufficient to have only 2 holes for the screws. So we change the drawing, right? We produce a new drawing. Okay, we don't simply update this, but we produce a new drawing, update this drawing, but that drawing will be revision number 1, right? Okay, revision number 1. So means that this is the second drawing. Okay, so revision number 0 is the first drawing, revision number 1 is the second drawing. So for this locating finger, okay, with the same name and the same part number, okay, but the drawing is the second one. So this revision number 1 drawing is the updated drawing. So revision number 0 drawing, the first drawing, is then obsolete. All right. So let's say you revise again. Oh, we need to change some of the features. Okay, let's say we don't have chamfer here. Just make it a simple rectangular shape here. Right. So we again update this drawing. Okay. We don't update the drawing. We update the parts, and then when you update the parts, your drawing, your drafting in the drafting will be automatically updated. So we just change the revision number to revision number 2. Right. So how many drawings do we have now? We have 3 drawings. Revision number 0, the first drawing. Okay, the original one, revision number 1, the first revision, revision number 2 is the second revision, means that we have 3 drawings. So which one that you'll be referring to when you want to fabricate? The latest, the current revision number drawing. So means that revision number 2. So what happens to revision number 1 and also revision number 0? So it is then obsolete, but it will be referred to as your drafting reference in the future. So let's say your boss wants to know, hey, what have you changed in this drawing? So you shown your first drawing, this is the original one, and so this is what we have changed in the first revision, the revision number 1 drawing. And then this one, this is revision number 2, so this is the current one that we are following for the fabrication, right? Okay, so when we start our drafting, the first drawing, please remember that your drawing is revision number 0, right? So we have revision number, okay, we have your drawing sheet number, so 1/1, you have your part number, you have your part name, you have your symbol, you have your size, scale, and also maybe your material. What is lacking here? The unit, right? So if you don't want to put material here, you can put here unit. Unit is very important for it to include. Okay, so your unit, here, what is the unit? So we are using mm. So mm is a small letter of mm, not a capital letter. All right, so this mm. Okay, somehow I'm putting it in the middle, just make it look nice. Okay, so this 1:1 scale, just leave it there. And then this where I want to include, okay, you can see this connecting points here, right? Don't worry about this. This won't be visible when you print your title block, right? Okay, so I want to include a picture of UiTM's logo here, right? So what do we do? Okay, so you can just somehow Google UiTM logo. Okay, just take any logo here. Okay, try to get one with the white background. Okay, this one here. Okay, save this image as FKM course 45 exercise. Okay, UiTM logo. All right, and then this is where we go to insert, go to picture. Okay, Bank Islam's logo. All right, that's my logo just now. FKM course 45 exercise. So this where we include, just click it here, and then this where your UiTM logo will come in. Right, so just reduce the size. Okay, and then you can just fit it inside here. Okay, so you can put UiTM's logo, and also maybe you have a logo of your own company, of your own group. Okay, you can just put it here. Right, so my title block is somehow completed. So what else we need? We have the part name, we have the drawing number, scale, unit, size, and also the projection view, right? What else do you want to include? Maybe you want to include drawn by, or what else? Okay, checked by, okay, date, okay, you can put it in here, right? So normally for your mini project, okay, because you are going to draw it individually, so I'd like you to add more, okay, more info here about who drawn this drawing here, okay, and maybe what is the date, okay, that you drawn the drawing. All right, so this is where maybe we can somehow, okay, adjust this. Okay, maybe to be, okay, there's no right and wrong, right? Okay, or correct way how to arrange, okay, the informations in the title block. Okay, so you can just arrange your informations in the title block to make it look neat and also easy to read, easy to understand. If this is too big, okay, you can just somehow put this to be a much smaller one. Okay, I'll just change everything to be 3.5. Okay, just to make sure that everything looks consistent. Okay, right, something like this. Okay, maybe I'll just let's justify this so that I have some room. So this is 3.5 and also 3.5. Right, so you can see I'm adjusting my font size to make it look nice and also neat, so that I can include another section here. Okay, so I can put this section as drawn by. Okay, so this is very important so that I know who draws this. Okay, normally if you go out there, sorry, this is 1.5. Okay, normally the industry you will be having 3 persons here. Okay, drawn by the draftman, checked by your engineer, and also certified, okay, or signed by okay, maybe your superior, right? So maybe drawn by, okay, I would like to put in my name here, for example. Okay, just a short name because I know you have very long names, okay, and then maybe the date. Okay, this is very important. Okay, because you want to know when did you produce this drawing. Okay, so if you just if you notice, when we took the default paper here, right? Okay, I'll show you again. Right. So this is where sometimes students are being caught, not caught lah, right? But kantor lah. Okay, so this 18th of June. So this today's date and this is the user, all right? So you can see here designed by date and so checked by also the date, all right? So this is where, just imagine you should submit your drawing tomorrow, but you did it today. So your date here will be 1 day before submission. So that is not logical, right? For example, in your design 1 or design 2 next semester, let's say your fabrication is tomorrow, 18, okay? Or maybe you have fabricated it last week, okay? But today you are doing it the reverse way. So you are fabricating it first and then you do the drawing. So that is not correct. Basically, you need to do the drawing first before you go to fabrication. But sometimes you need to draw back again all those drawings, okay, and whatnot. So you have fabricated it last week, but this week you just produce your drafting. So you did not manage to identify or notice that the date is 18th of June, whereby your fabrication is maybe 7th of June last week. right? So somehow it shows you that it is incorrect, whereby you have to fabricate your parts first before you do the drawing. So that is the other way around. You should do your drawing first before you do the fabrications, right? So this is where you need to be a little bit careful here, right? So this is where you can change your date here, okay, somewhere around like this. So you can put a date, okay, something today 18/6/20. Okay, right. So this is using 3.5 font size. So if you think it is this font size is quite big, still quite big. You can see mine is very small here, right? So you can adjust this. So when you adjust the font size and whatnot, it somehow you may you may make the title block much more smaller. Okay, right? Okay, and then if you see my drawing here, right? So there's no numbered or alphabets on the outside of the drawing. So if you print this, somehow your numbers or alphabet A B C D will be printed half, okay? Because the margins. So we don't normally use this, all right? So we can just simply delete this. Okay. Right. Maybe some of you are asking, hey, can we draw our own squared frames? Okay, this one, the squared frames. You can draw it, but okay, it is not centered. You can see mine. Okay, I'm using the Katya, so this is centered. Okay, if you, oh, I've closed it. Is it? Okay, let's have another one here.